Hello and welcome to I Am Licensed. I'm your host Ruan, and together we'll explore the licensing world and take a look at our favorite products and toys and find out why they're just so irresistible. Each episode we'll be giving away a featured product, so if you'd like to stand a chance to win this episode's featured item, we need to reach 100 subscribers. So leave your thoughts in the comments below and make sure to share this episode if you want to be entered into the giveaway. With that out of the way, let's bump some bricks and slide down a warp pipe into the fun and exciting world of character licensing. I'm talking about the world's most famous pair of plumbers, of course, the Super Mario Brothers. And what's the one thing a plumber needs most? Nope, not a wrench. Oh, a necktie, of course. Business fashion and pop culture? That's a terrible combination. But before you avert your eyes and get flashbacks to those long and wide Goof Troop ties from the 90s, let's have a look at what's going on here. We found a whole selection of different neckties with properties from different licenses doing their best to give usually bland neckties a bit of character. There were quite a few different Super Mario ties made under license by Bandai's lifestyle and apparel department, and it seems like Nintendo is the main licensor Bandai is working with for this line of products. There were some other necktie manufacturers that collaborated with Disney and Pixar and even Winnie the Pooh, so we had a hard time choosing which tie to get, but ultimately it came down to which design and character were best suited for business, or at least semi-professional apparel. Now, many people would say that business fashion and branded goods are less like Mario and Luigi and more like Mario and Bowser. They don't really get along. For one, you risk looking unprofessional, and I think most people would agree that when you're going for an interview or an important meeting, you won't be reaching for your Power Rangers pocket square. If you've spent any amount of time on Instagram or Pinterest, you most likely would have come across the "I'm pulling up my pant legs so you can see the funky socks I'm wearing" highlighting my funky personality photos. It's safe to say funky socks have gone mainstream and these days are widely accepted as appropriate professional wear. Now I think the general acceptance of funky socks can be attributed to two things. Firstly, and the most obvious reason, would be that they take something rote and boring and breathe a little life into the blue suit brigade marching down to the conference room. Secondly, and in my opinion more importantly, funky socks are a very subtle addition to your outfit, and it adheres to the age-old adage, less is more. So, unless you plan on planting your foot on the conference table and pulling up your pant leg, no one would notice the pineapples and watermelons decorating your ankles. And that's why the Super Mario tie is perfect. At first glance, it's just a normal business tie, nothing to it. But on closer inspection, the design cleverly adds a bit of personality and fun without being too covert. There's no use in branding a neck label and nothing else, right? The tie uses the pixelated characters, shapes, and the symmetry of the Marioverse to build a design and pattern that's stylish and uses the color of the stitching as well as the fabric to cleverly disguise the pattern further. The pixelated symmetry of Mario's original design also lends itself perfectly to this product class, with the pixel patterns of shapes found in-game looking similar to traditional fabric patterns. This might also explain why Bandai went for classic Mario and the modern Mario design isn't the guy on the tie. But not all properties, in my opinion, will work as well as the Super Mario Brothers do. The problem to me lies in the symmetry of characters and the identifiable aspects of the intellectual property. When you think of Mario, not only are the characters recognizable, but things like the clouds in the backgrounds and the warp pipes and the mystery bricks and the mushroom villains are all easily recognizable as well. The whole world of Mario has a host of identifiable elements that can be used to give a product, like a necktie, a Super Mario flavor. Some other intellectual properties, however, do not have the same benefit, and they have to be more blatant to get their brand across. Properties that rely heavily on the recognizability of its main characters, or properties who have had characters with multiple iterations, for instance Superman, could run into problems if trying to branch out into business fashion. Let me explain what I mean. Through the years, there have been multiple versions of Superman and his accompanying cast, and although you would recognize the Man of Steel every time, would you be able to recognize an iteration of Clark Kent or Lois Lane without context, like you would a Koopa Troopa from Mario, those tiny little turtle enemies? This leaves you in a situation where, even though the Superman brand has a large cast of characters and you have the famous S logo, you don't have many other elements you're able to work with when designing products for softlines. And even though Superman is widely popular and very famous, you're left with featuring him, a related character, or the S logo prominently, and not much else, which in turn might limit the tone of the products you're intending to make, maybe only allowing you to do more casual garments or products like children's bedding and curtains and so on. Unless you find a creative way to overcome the issue, like Marvel Japan recently has with one of their clothing lines. Or if you have character-specific patterns like Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba has. But we'll talk more about that in a future episode. Take a property like Toy Story, for example. You'd think they'd be in a similar situation as Superman, with only the characters being able to do the heavy lifting. But it turns out there are many other elements that are easily recognizable from the films. The patterns of Woody's flannel shirt, the cloudy wallpaper theme, or the in-film Pizza Planet. In my opinion, Bandai has identified a good opportunity with Mario that's well suited to feature in this product class, and they were able to make a couple of fun and interesting designs. I've also seen some Mario-themed tie clips, which could make a good accompanying purchase. But I'm wondering if that doesn't go a bit too far. Would you be able to wear the tie clip with a regular tie without it looking out of place? Or would the double dose of Mario on your chest be a bit over the top? But what do you think? Is combining pop culture and business fashion still a bit immature? Is subtlety the key, or should each case be judged individually? What do you think would be a good way for characters and brands to break out into business fashion? And if you want to proudly portray the portly plumber of the Mushroom Kingdom on your chest at your next managers meeting, remember to like, subscribe, and let us know what you thought in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want to help Mario find his princess, share the Bowser out of this video. See you next time.